Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Stories of Hurting Moms. My name's Cathy Taylor. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. This is one of my biggest joys in life, really, is to come on Thursday night and just have this community of moms and be able to share back and forth with one another. And tonight I have my dear friend Sharon with me. And can you see us, Sharon, in the computer?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
You guys will have no idea what we just went through. For some reason, I could not hear her, and we've tried different devices and going in and out. And just like just like He always does, God showed up, and all of a sudden, it's fixed. I could hear her, but she couldn't see us, so she's watching on her computer while she's on her phone. All this technology stuff, I act like I understand it, but I really don't. I have a few things I can do. That's it. But anyway, I'm just so happy to be here tonight. Before we get started and hear from Sharon, I would like to, I wanted to ask you to please let me know if this is your first time to watch. If you've never been on here before, let me know. We'd love to know about our first time watchers, viewers, I guess I would say. Do you know that today we hit 38,000 followers on this page? And I never knew there were so many hurting moms. I thought I was alone. And so it's sad, really, that there's so many of us. But the good news is that we're a community and we're together. And there's some kind of comfort and healing when we realize that we're not alone. And so let me know if you're watching for the first time. And then let me know where you're watching from. We have moms from all over the world really watching. We have all over the U.S., lots of moms in Canada. We've had moms in India, the Philippines. Pamela, if you're going to watch tonight, hello, she's in Ireland. So anyway, I'm just happy to be here, but I want to get on with Sharon. When I started this, when the workbook for Hurting Moms groups came out in 2015, June of 2015 is when the publication came out. Sharon was the first mom when we put it out there. Did you find it on Facebook, Sharon? Where'd you find us?
It was on Facebook.
Yeah. So we went on Facebook. We probably had like 100 followers then, if that. And she found us and she got in touch with us and she wanted to lead a group. So she was the first local group outside of my local area, right outside of California, and we didn't even have online groups at that time. So she's the first one who stepped up and just knew this is what you want to do. And she had a really painful and unusual circumstance. And so I want to turn this over to her now. Sharon, tell the moms all about that. What was going on with you and all that, your story.
I am very happy to be here tonight. Thank you.
So what was going on when you...
Definitely. I found Hurting Moms on Facebook, and I feel like that was a divine intervention. It was a very dark time. I had just recently, at that time, lost my 23-year-old son who overdosed on heroin. And it was just a very sad time for me, as you can imagine. And so finding Hurting Moms, I thought, well, this is going to probably be something where people will understand what I'm going through. Prior to me losing my son, I had, uh, both of my sons dealing with substance abuse disorder for so long. And I was just so tired of grieving because my grief began um, months before my son passed away. I knew that that was going to be a strong possibility for him.
Mm.
And I have a very strong community of faith and family and friends and neighbors and coworkers. My husband, my other child, my youngest daughter have all been so supportive. And when I found Hurting Moms, I was able to get the book right away. I was encouraged by everything that I read, the scriptures, the tools, the activities, and I just decided that I wanted to lead a group here in Gilbert, Arizona, and meet other moms that were going through the same struggles that I was going through. When my son passed away, my other son was still trying to find his way, and there for a while, I thought I was going to lose him too.
Mm.
And by the grace of God, he decided that he wanted to live. He didn't want to have any more of the life that he was involved with, and he wanted to live. And I'm very happy to report that he's doing very well right now and reunited with his son and with his wife now at the time fiance. And so I'm very happy that things turned out the way they did. Even though Nicholas is not with us right now, um, God God works in mysterious ways, and He's not the author of death. He is not the author of anything bad. Sometimes I think that in this case it was more of like a mercy mission, and I feel like Nicholas has already received his healing. And I remember, Cathy, when you had a workshop in Long Beach, and I came and met with you and the people there in California, and I remember speaking, and afterwards I allow myself to cry and I allow myself to grieve, because that was the day that Nicholas had passed away a
Yes.
year earlier. And so that was his anniversary. And I remember leaving the conference and just going to the beach the next morning, and just I still have a video on my phone of that moment where I just had that sense of peace that God was speaking to me and letting me know that everything was going to be okay, and it has been. And we hurting moms sometimes neglect ourselves, and we forget that we are still wives and daughters and neighbors and friends, and we have other children and grandchildren. And I think a lot of times we devote a lot of time to the negative and not so much the positive. And I think that experience allowed me to grieve, with all the respect to anyone who may be grieving right now, to grieve in a healthy way, but at the same time live the life that God has blessed me with.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that's where I am today.
So great. So you led a group or a couple groups at your church, and then you went on and you led a couple of online groups, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
then I and then you helped a couple other groups in your area get started. You
yes.
helped a couple other of hurting mom groups in the area get started. I mean, you've just been so instrumental, wait from the very beginning in helping get the word out about this community. So we're grateful to you, very grateful to you.
Well, it's
So
just when you find something that works and you want to share with the world, and you want to comfort people with the same level of comfort that you've been comforted.
when you were leading the group and going through that material in that 10-week group the first time through, do you remember? It's been a while now. Do you remember some of the tools that it gave you, or some of what stood out to you that really made an impact and helped you in your situation? Because I remember you were still
Yeah.
in the thick of it with your younger son at that time.
Absolutely, yes. My oldest son, yes. And
Or your oldest son, yeah.
yeah, and I think one of the things was when I think it was chapter 8, probably one of my favorite chapters, with scripture and prayer. I love to pray, and I think the reason why I love to pray is because I've seen the benefit of having a prayer life and having faith enough that when you ask God, He will come through. And a lot of times it may not change the situation, but it changes the way that you handle the situation. And so I love the part on prayer. And I remember telling the ladies in our group, in our class, that we are so quick to speak fear and doubt and negative. And I wanted to kind of change our mindset where we could just speak hope and peace and light and being positive, because in most every situation you can still find a positive. And so one of the things that I remember saying over and over and over during that time was, let's not speak our fears, but let's just pray our hopes.
Yeah.
And then I also like the scriptures that were on the back of the book because it was very easy for us just to take a picture with our with our phone, and whenever we felt that fear was getting a hold of us, we could just look on our phone and just find all those scriptures and read the ones that may be appropriate for the time.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me that that workbook that we use in the groups becomes like a toolbox that even long after they're done with their group, they go back to it over and because there's journal parts in there and all kinds of different things. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, that those scriptures and a lot of those scriptures they're all ones that are really mean a lot to me, and a lot of them are ones that I wrote the devotionals on, the daily encouraging word.
Yeah.
So that's well, gosh, I really appreciate your leadership and everything you've done. I remember it was back in January of when did I come to your church? Like 2017, maybe.
It was in the fall. It was in October, I think. Um,
No, 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 no. When you had that little lunch for me, I was when I was writing my
yeah.
autobiography. Remember,
Oh
I was on
yeah.
on a sabbatical from my job at the church from January through
I
March.
remember that now.
It
Yes.
was during that time, and I was holed up in a condominium over there in Arizona, in Mesa, Arizona, and I wrote my autobiography while I was there. That's published now. But I remember I came and visited you at your church. And
Yes.
you had this beautiful lunch for
Yes.
me, or not for me,
Yes.
but for the moms who had gone through your group, and I got to meet a bunch of them, and that was really fun. That was just like I'm just remembering all the different times that we connected. There's Melissa saying hello from Phoenix. She went. She's one who went on that cruise with me from
Yeah.
with some other people from Arizona. So that was all, that's just all really, really good stuff. So now you're getting ready to go to this conference. Tell the ladies about the conference you're going to and what it's all about. I'm really excited about this.
Well, my heart is just filled with joy right now, Kathy, because we finally have something in Spanish that we can bring that is a great tool to the moms that are either Spanish speaking or bilingual in Florida and the Caribbean. And so, my dear good friend Fatima has been just a breath of fresh air. She's just a wonderful, beautiful sister in Christ, and she is hosting a third annual event for ladies. And so I remember going her inaugural event a few years back, and I remember speaking to. I was part of a panel of four ladies, and we were talking about a loss of a child, or just I remember one of the ladies lost like three or four children, and just various different things that happened to each one of us four, and how we managed to make it through. And so this year she's having us come back, and I think it's a different panel, but I'm going to be one of three ladies that will be speaking on the topic of redeeming hearts. And so that's going to be very broad. It's not just going to be for moms. It's going to be for wives and for daughters and mothers, and just for all women. But my perspective is going to be from a mother's perspective, and how my heart was redeemed through God, through scripture, through prayer, through counseling, through hurting moms, through my church and my friends and family.
Wow.
And after that, we are having a private session with some of the leaders that have already been identified by local pastors and local pastors' wives. And we are going to have a training, a leaders training with the Spanish book, which I have a copy here. So we have the Madres Heridas. I don't know if you can see that, Kathy.
I think, yeah,
Okay. And
there
so
it is.
we also have the leader's guide here. And so we're bringing the leader's guide and the participant's guide in Spanish. And so I'm going to be spending some time training everyone after the conference. And so if you are listening to us tonight and you are in Florida, this is going to take place at the Rosen Plaza and this is located on International Drive in Orlando, Florida, on Saturday, July 27th. And this is where the conference is going to take place. It's a 2-day conference. I'm only participating in the afternoon session on July the 27th. And then after that is when we have the training. And so be looking for information on Facebook and also Hurting Moms, mendinghearts.org. We'll have information out there to everyone. And then we can also post the location for those new groups so that when you go to the website, you can look for groups in Orlando, St. Cloud's, Kissimmee, that area there. The next step is to bring this to Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. So we're already talking about having a conference and a training there in the very near future. So be looking for that as well. Madres, si ustedes hablan español, este libro les va a dar mucho apoyo, les va a incrementar su fe, les va a levantar el ánimo, porque tiene escrituras bíblicas, oraciones y tiene muchas herramientas que le van a poder a usted ayudar a sobrellevar el dolor que lleva a usted como madre herida.
Sí. I agree. Whatever you said. No, I'm so grateful for you. This is so exciting. I was telling Sharon before we started that like all of a sudden we started getting orders for Spanish leader guides in Spanish. I mean, all from Florida. And I called her and I said, "Are you doing something in Florida?" Because all of a sudden, and then she told me about this. So. Like when she was there before, we only had it in English and they've been waiting. Some of these moms have been waiting. She told them about it and they've been waiting. And this whole conference, I think I'm right, Sharon? The whole conference is in Spanish, right? It's all Spanish.
It's all
so, yeah. So just really, really exciting, good stuff. I'm really, we've been wanting to, because we have the books in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately, but we're slowly but surely starting to try to find ways to get it out there and to be able to help these mamas come into our community. So thank you for helping so much with that. The other thing that you're doing, Sharon's a busy lady. She's got a lot going on. Tell us about your Light Up the Night you're going to host at your church. You look like you froze up. I don't know if her Wi-Fi went out or she got frozen on there. Sharon, if you can hear me, go out and come back in. That's what she's going to do. So just for a minute while I wait to see if she can get back in here. So Tam, the addict's mom, a lot of you I know are also connected or associated with that group. And there's, again, it's so unfortunate. There's so many of us that have kids that are addicts. Now, Hurting Moms, there's lots of other reasons we hurt over our kids too, but there's a lot of, are you back?
I can hear you now. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay. So I was telling, so anyway, I wanted Sharon to tell you, so I just was telling him a little bit about Tam but why don't you go ahead now and share about the event and what you're doing and how that's going to go.
Thank you. Yes, September is Substance Abuse and Mental Services Administration's Recovery Month.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's helpful.
Yes, so the whole entire month of September, be looking for different things and opportunities, events, and educational material that's going to be available through different websites, and we're going to try and make those available to you as well. So as Recovery Month, we will be celebrating here in Gilbert, Arizona on Saturday, September the 14th. We are going to be celebrating those lives that are now in recovery, whether it may be in recovery through incarceration or recovery, working different programs that may still be ongoing, or people that have celebrated milestones of, long recovery periods. In addition to that, we are going to remember those that lost the battle pursuing their recovery. And so, what we'll do is we'll have candles to symbolize where our loved one is. They're going to have different colors representing their journey. And this is going to take place in the evening. And what we want is to start with encouraging messages. Cathy is going to be one of our speakers. We have also invited another guest from Not My Kid, and she agreed to come and speak to us about prevention and early signs. And then we'll finish the hour-and-a-half event. This is a free event here in Gilbert, Arizona. We'll have light refreshments, and we'll finish this with a candlelight meditation that is going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. And hopefully by then it will already be dark. We're going to start at 6:30. And usually by 7 o'clock it's already getting dark here in Arizona. So we'll move from the activity center outside with the candles, and that's where we'll have our guided meditation and closing prayer. And so we hope that a lot of people will come. We'll have resource tables, and we'll have other people on site. I know there will be a team of congregational care ministers that will have encouraging words and prayer, and if nothing else, just a hand or a shoulder to cry on. So we hope that people will be able to come and participate.
Somebody's asking what church in Gilbert. Can you say the church?
Yes, and so this is the First United Methodist Church of Gilbert, and we are located on 331 Cooper Road in Gilbert, Arizona.
So I'm really excited about it. I'm going to fly over and get to spend some time with my friend Sharon, and I'm looking forward to speaking at that event. And so anybody who's watching, if you're in Arizona or in the area and can come by to see me, I would love to participate in the event, but I'd love to also be able to meet you or see you. So that's going to be really, really special. I'm excited about that. Thank you.
That's the best part. I get to see you again, Cathy. It's been so long.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so excited. I'm going over a day early so we can hang out.
Yes.
So on top of the fact that you lead groups and you're going to this conference and you're setting up this light up the night situation or event, you just came out with your own company that is providing resources. And I mean, when you were telling me about it, it's like there's so many things involved in it. Would you share with everybody about that and give them your website so they can go check it out?
Thank you, Cathy. Yes, I will. One of the things that I'd like to say is, well, many things that I want to say, but right now I just want to say that I have a great love and compassion for people that are trying to people that are seeking wellness, whether it may be spiritual wellness, emotional wellness, or just social wellness. People that are trying to get back on the right track. And I have a very soft spot for those people in our community and in the world. And so I feel that this is almost a ministry more than a job. And it is a ministry because I know that I do it with prayer, I do it with love, I do it with the hope that people will find the same comfort that I've received. And most importantly, I hope that they will find faith in their higher power. I call it God. I believe in the plan of salvation that God established in the Bible. And so I do believe in Jesus, and I speak freely of that in all my circles. And I want people to know that Jesus does have power to heal, restore, and save. And so what I'm doing is building up an army of volunteers that will join, link arms with me and go out and make an impact wherever they are, at work, in their community, in their churches, at school, wherever they may be. And so we're starting with one phase, and then we're going to move to phase 2 and phase 3. And right now, phase 1 is just to get the community to know us, trying to recruit people to help us with donations and different campaigns to support other ministries and other agencies in our area that help children, families, women, elderly, people that are seeking lawful entry into this country. And so what we're doing is we are equipping volunteers to help. So that's phase one. And then phase two is we want to train those volunteers to go through background check and fingerprint clearance and equip them with the training so that they can work with children and people with different abilities, people with different gender orientation. And so we want to teach all the protocols and all the things that are needed to work and become advocates and become supporters. And then phase three is to secure a building here in Arizona, preferably in the Southeast Valley, where people can come and be trained and also receive help and resources. So we can have a lending closet and a soup kitchen. And then we could also have a closet for the homeless. And then also activities to help children when school is not in session. We want to make sure that children have a safe place to go, whether the parents can afford that or not. We just want to make sure that they're safe and that they're receiving attention and nurture and love, and that they feel appreciated. A lot of times, those kids turn into the streets for attention, and they feel neglected, and we want to remedy that as much as we can.
That's amazing. I told you there was a lot of things involved. She's got her phases. Now, you just launched your brand new website on July 4th, right? On the 4th of July. I watched the live launch. What is your website? What is the website? How can they find it?
It is weeklycollective.com.
Weeklycollective.com. Okay.
Yes, it is. I felt that every week I was collaborating with so many different people, and it seems like so fitting and appropriate to formalize what I was already doing. Every week I was connecting, I was organizing, I was putting together donation boxes, and I was inviting other people to join me. And so I will be coming home from church or from work or from an activity in the community, and I will have a car full of boxes of things, and then I would drop them off places. And then I thought, every week I'm doing some collaboration, and collectively we're making a difference, but it was just going unnoticed. And I believe one of the successes of Hurting Moms is that we are all in community. Mm-hmm. And I think the success of Weekly Collective is for all of us to be together in community. It's the success of any church or anything. God created us because He wanted to be family with us. Isn't that so beautiful when you think of the fact that God calls us children?
Absolutely.
And so we have always longed to be part of a family. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to formalize a family of volunteers and people that will be caregivers.
So great. Thank you so much for sharing this. And I see we have listed your website in the comments under the video. So if anybody wants to get that website, you can go take a look under the comments and you'll find it. But well, you're doing amazing things. You are very special to me. And I just can't wait to see you in September. And it's time for us to go. But the time always goes so fast, doesn't it? It just goes fast. But ladies, I do want to say, if you have not been in a Hurting Moms group yet, please register for one. You can either look online and see if there's one in your area, or get into an online group. And we help you with that. I know most of us are like, that's too much technology. But you know what? If we can get on here and do this like we're doing tonight, you can get in an online group and we walk you through it. And it's really a lot easier than you think. So please, please, please. That's where the healing is. That's where we're the real community, when you get close to other moms. And so thank you so much, Sharon, for being with me here tonight and for sharing all your wisdom. And I will look forward to seeing you soon. And moms, I'll be back on here next Thursday. So take care. Have a good week. Love you all. I'm praying for you all. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye bye.
God, God bless. Thank you.